Closer to the forest, the villagers found this elephant fallen in this field, unfortunately, with a septic front foot on its right side. It shows that a snare set by someone has caused this injury. This elephant would have fallen here with a lot of pain. The snare wire has taken a portion of his leg. The flesh is jutting out and looks horrible with flies all around. With an injured front leg, entangled in a snare wire, he has been walking around for some time, but the snare wire has kept cutting into the flesh of the leg, causing swelling and making it an infected abscess. The unbearable pain and weakness in the body have caused him to collapse helplessly. The sympathetic villagers have offered food and water to the elephant and have also made a temporary shelter for him to reduce dehydration. While this is being done, they informed the wildlife office to rescue the elephant, and the officers arrived right away. The wildlife officers inspected the elephant and the injury. The elephant is in a serious health condition with excessive dehydration and an infected wound, so the vets decide to administer IV saline before other treatments begin. Saline administration will immediately boost the elephant's energy as it rehydrates the body. They clean the elephant's ear with water, scrub off the dirt, and connect the IV catheter to give the saline. Most of the time, these wildlife officers are working with minimal resources. This is one such instance. They decide to add dextrose into the saline, and while the saline is administered, they also inject antibiotics to prevent the infection and to heal the wound. Snares are strands of wire usually strung up low to the ground between two tree trunks, or anything that is stationary. They are often used to catch wildlife for bushmeat, which is sold illegally. When animals get caught in a wire snare, they panic and start pulling it off. Instead of getting untangled, the wire gets tighter and tighter. If a smaller animal is caught in it on its neck, the wire is strong enough to suffocate him. In the case of elephants, they oftentimes don't see the snare wire as it is strung too low for the elephant to see and is camouflaged into the surrounding area. Elephants keep proceeding as usual without realizing they've just been entangled. It becomes a constant constriction on their leg, causing swelling, infection, and severe pain. An elephant's health can be compromised by the presence of a snare, and animals that carry snares and can die from infection and reduced food intake, secondary to the bothersome snare. People use these snares to control the nuisance caused by wild animals and to capture animals that cause economic losses and damages to residential and cultivated properties. However, when animals like elephants are caught in snares, people do not hesitate to come in for help to rescue the animal. They help the wildlife officers too. The veterinarians examine the injury. It's painful to watch it, with small pieces of flesh falling off the elephant's leg. It has got infected too. So the vets decide to inject antibiotics to inhibit the growth of microorganisms, and they also inject multivitamins to boost immunity and bridge the nutrient gaps. These will contribute immensely to saving this elephant's life. The broken pieces of the leg cannot be restored. It can only be treated to enable the elephant to live on its own disability. Once this wound gets healed, the elephant might have to walk on 3 legs for the rest of his life. It is a sad state, but that is the best that can be done for his rescue. After further examinations of the injury, the vets clean the wound with water, remove the mud, and clean it thoroughly using cotton. Thereafter, they wash it clean with a disinfectant agent. Once the wound is washed, the vets remove the protruded flesh pieces that may cause infection. The elephant struggles to keep the officers away from him, but they manage to approach the elephant carefully and clean the abscess delicately. Onto the cleaned wound, they pour povidone iodine, an antiseptic. This too will help kill the sensitive organisms like bacteria and fungus present on the abscess. The excess medicine is wiped off and antibacterial powder is applied too. Lastly, painkillers are injected from behind, intramuscularly, amidst the struggle of the animal. By now the elephant's energy has been boosted and he seems much better, so the doctors try to raise the elephant, but it's still not possible. The veterinarians decide to treat the elephant for 3 more days at this same location. It was reported that the elephant started to walk on 3 legs after this treatment. He is harmless to the villagers and, in return, they look after him, providing him food and water. The wildlife officers are thinking of sending this elephant to a rehabilitation center in the near future if it is able to survive on its own.